Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to actually the last week of the UX Design course review. And today here we have one of my awesome friend, Michael. And he's like one of the best when it comes to ideation and like creating things. It's like unlimited resources. So it's glad to have you here, Michael.
Thank you.
And as the usual format, we will just talk about how people get into this program, what they learn, what they got, and what they discover about themselves, and then also what are the things that, like what is the future looks like. Okay, awesome. So Michael, what is your background before you got to GA?
So before this, I started off studying advertising at University of Illinois, and then took an internship doing some graphic design work. Didn't really like working for anyone, so I bought a screen press and just started screen printing. Started off with t-shirts and then kind of moved into the world of posters. And started designing rock posters, which has been such a treat, emotionally attached to that work. And, it's a tough gig, so wanted to kind of move into something more consistent where I have a little bit more structure and objectivity. That was a big part of it, that objective value. So I tried web design, I started web development and programming. So learned JavaScript, which was amazing, but it's not subjective enough. So I'm kind of meeting in the middle with objective and subjective with user experience design.
Awesome. So the theme here I kind of see is like pretty much everybody initially they have that fire within them, they have their own passion, and then as life moves on, you kind of see that yes, sometimes you need to be practical, but then again also always keep that fire within you, so like don't let it go. So just the need to balance it. So it was awesome. And why did you choose UX design? Like what come across that specifically makes you want UX design?
Initially it was like I like putting things in order. I like when things are perfectly aligned and kind of discovered throughout this process. That's such a little part of it. Putting things in a line is important, but kind of discovering empathy in the user is the value behind design. And I love it. It's made me a better human. It's made me a better listener. And it's something I really value, this kind of the empathy. So yeah, like in basing, like I said, that objectivity, that having that objective measure to say this is the right decision rather than basing it off of emotion.
Yes, that is really important. Into this kind of thing. Not a lot of time we create things just because we can, and then also we think it's good, and then is it really good for the actual users that we're creating it for? So now, with your experience so far, in terms of making a decision for a career change, like how is your emotion? Like how do you feel every day doing this thing? In the future, I think at least within 3, 5, or even 10 years, like don't know. And it's going to be your breath, your life. How is your experience so far? Do you regret it? Are you happy with it? Things like that?
I'm so ready. I'm absolutely ready for this. Before this, I never really had a job. I've kind of worked for myself, and when you don't work a 9 to 5, you work 24 hours a day, and typically it's a lonely place. It's a lot of you doing work by yourself. So, cool thing about UX is you're working with humans all the time. You're collaborating, and you're working as a team to achieve a goal. And that's something in my past that I've really valued and kind of missed out on that in the last 8 years. That team aspect, that growth aspect, that seeing people collaborate together to achieve something is so valuable. I want that every day. Yeah, so I'm ready.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. And this is just from my point of view. I'm not saying you're like that, but when you work for yourself, like you say, you work 24/7, but at the same time, it can be that you're actually not working at all. So that's just my experience, because when you work for yourself, you have no limitation, you have no measurement to actually compare that. Oh, are you actually working towards the direction that you want, or just actually you think that you are doing what you need to, but you're not? And then there's the pros and cons of everything, and what you need is the balance. So that's pretty much the idea. And when you do UX, like you say, it is great because you kind of put yourself into discipline and you're actually forced to have measurement.
Right.
So it's a great thing.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so limitations are such an important part for me. When you're going off emotion, you never stop. There's always kind of an answer, and it is so subjective. When there are limitations and there is objectivity, you know when you're done, which is really important, and it helps you have a social life. That work-life balance is important, and art doesn't allow for that for me.
Yeah. And that's a great input from someone who's a really talented artist. I will post his products later on. They're amazing. And I don't know if you did it on purpose, but did you know that Friday was my birthday?
Oh, happy birthday! I had no idea. That's
so
awesome.
Like your painting was like the perfect time.
That's great. I had no idea.
And okay, so far things are looking really positively. Like everything's awesome, which is a good thing. And now that you're in this course, what is your win? Something that you discover about yourself, some kind of strength that one you can either strengthen more, or two something awesome like yourself that you never thought of.
I really enjoy becoming more diplomatic, becoming more of a collaborator. There are a lot of answers, and everyone is right. So finding that balance of who's right more is something I really value. And it's tricky to kind of negotiate with teammates in order to find what it is that's the proper solution. So kind of figuring that out is really cool. I want to be really good at that. That diplomacy, that making people feel comfortable and listened to is important to me.
Okay, that's really awesome. And I will second to that because good design. First of all, there was like no definition of good design. There was only like improved and better design. There was no metric to say a certain thing that this is good design. And then also, like you say, everybody has good design from their own point of view. So this is the business. This is the hard part to filter out the things that we need and then combine them together. Like that's the art. Kind of like rock arranging. Like you have tons of beautiful rocks in many shapes and sizes, but then to put them together, that's the business.
Absolutely, that's a good analogy.
And opposite to that, what are some losses? And I always say losses as in some kind of weaknesses that you found, but then again, all losses are gain, because when you know your losses, you're actually knowing what you don't know. So.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Being diplomatic. You have to be empathetic with the person that you're trying to engage with and trying to collaborate with, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Like I said, that's something I've gained throughout this process, but it's also something that I know I can improve on quite a bit. So empathizing with teammates is something I really want to be good at. Just to reiterate, I really want to be good at teamwork.
Yeah, awesome. And last one but not least, what is your advice for some newbie? And I really love this part of the show. Just video is reflecting of yourself. What is your advice for new people that are coming into the field, not just UX or web development or anything? And especially, I love this part because one day I believe that you will look back into this when you feel down and struggle, and you cannot believe how strong you were. So what is that one thing? And I want you to point to that camera because everybody did the same thing. At one point in time, you probably will look back at this when you were like stumbling down, and you look at this video and you understand how strong you are.
I think the big thing I value is making good decisions, smart decisions. When you do wear the black hat, it leads to more black hat. When I say black hat, I mean kind of negative business decisions that influence and manipulate users. I think making good decisions inspire good change. It's easy as that, and you see it happen so quickly. You witness these microcosms of growth, and you see that one small decision creates something massively negative very quickly, and the opposite is true. So when you treat people with respect, and when you treat people well and solve their solutions, good things happen in the world. The best example I could give of that is the accessibility. The example about wheelchair ramp. Building a wheelchair ramp helps mothers walk their children, helps bicyclists, helps the elderly go down stoops, and it increases foot traffic in malls. It just makes life easier. So, be kind to the people who need help, and the world benefits. So that's my advice to you, and my advice to myself. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's really awesome, passionate. Michael, in the future, I'm sure that one day, even if you're not scrolling down, you look into this video again, and I'm sure, and I hope as well, it can shrink.
You're the man.
Right now, you are already awesome. But, okay, so that's Michael from my cohort. Today is actually our last presentation, and we're finishing the program, so that's really awesome. And I mean, it is still great to have a chance, at least, because I was trying to do this with everybody as soon as possible. But yeah, Michael, everybody, one of the best artists I've known, and he's like the Wikipedia, and that is kind of his weakness. And I say weakness because the man himself say that, but at the same time, I know that myself, I am not such a Wikipedia mindset. So if I work with him, I have the resource. So awesome,
Right on.
man.
Thanks again, Wee.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right. I'll see you guys.